Can you eat 3 eggs a day, or should you stop at 3 a week? If you are over 60, the answer isn't just about cholesterol. It is about how your liver processes the yolk. In this video, we are looking at the latest Harvard research on egg consumption for seniors. We will cover the specific number of eggs that is considered safe, the difference between dietary cholesterol and blood cholesterol, and the one specific way you should cook them to maximize heart health. Let's get into the evidence. For decades, eggs have been the villain of the breakfast plate. You were told to skip the yolk. You were told to limit yourself to 1 or 2 eggs a week. This fear stemmed from one simple piece of information. One large egg contains about 185 milligrams of dietary cholesterol. The old, outdated guidelines recommended limiting total intake to 300 milligrams per day. Simple math told you that eating 2 eggs blew your limit before lunch. This was a reasonable assumption at the time, but it fundamentally misunderstands how the body manages cholesterol. If you are over 60, the science has changed dramatically. The health choice you make is not just about your heart, it is also about preventing age-related muscle loss. We will get to that critical balance point later. First, we need to understand the myth. Why did the scientific community change its mind about the egg? The key is the liver. Your liver is responsible for producing most of the cholesterol in your body, about 75 to 80% of it. Think of your liver as a perfectly balanced thermostat. It works to maintain a precise amount of cholesterol in your blood. Cholesterol is not inherently bad. It is essential for making hormones, vitamin D, and aiding digestion. When you eat a food high in dietary cholesterol, like an egg yolk, your liver notices the extra supply. It then automatically downregulates or reduces its own production of cholesterol. It steps back. For most healthy people, the amount of cholesterol you eat has very little effect on the total cholesterol circulating in your bloodstream. You could eat 2 eggs, and your body would compensate immediately. This self-regulating system is why the initial fear was often misplaced. But this mechanism only works perfectly for about 70% of the population. If the scientific community has largely cleared the egg, why do some people still see their LDL levels spike after increasing egg consumption? This is where the wisdom becomes personalized. There is a smaller group of people, sometimes called hyper-responders, whose liver does not adjust quickly enough, or whose bodies absorb dietary cholesterol more aggressively. How do you know if you are a hyper-responder? It often comes down to genetics, but the most important indicator is if you have existing conditions, particularly type 2 diabetes or established cardiovascular disease. We will address the modification for this group shortly. For everyone else, it is time to stop blaming the egg itself. You need to start looking at what your egg is served with. Before we get to the magic number, we need to focus on what matters more than the total cholesterol number. If you are learning new, life-changing facts like this, consider hitting the subscribe button. We are dedicated to bringing you evidence-based wisdom to help you live your best life after 60. Let us return to the liver and the blood. When doctors discuss bad cholesterol, they are referring to LDL. But LDL is not all one thing. It comes in different sizes. Imagine large, fluffy particles and small, dense, sticky particles. The large, fluffy particles are relatively harmless. They float easily. They are less likely to stick to arterial walls. The small, dense particles are the real danger. They are easily oxidized and initiate the plaque buildup that causes serious heart issues. The good news from long-term studies, like the extensive research conducted by Harvard, is that consuming eggs tends to increase the large, buoyant, relatively harmless LDL particles. What increases the small, dangerous particles? The usual suspects: refined sugar, white flour, and high intakes of saturated and trans fats. This brings us to the context of the egg. When you serve 2 eggs fried in bacon grease, piled high on buttered white toast, the saturated fat and the refined carbs are the real problem. The egg gets blamed for the damage done by its neighbors. If you take that exact same egg and serve it with oatmeal and spinach, the nutritional profile flips completely. The egg becomes a beneficial source of nutrients, and the accompanying fiber helps mitigate any potential cholesterol absorption. Now, let's deliver the exact number you came here for. Based on large meta-analyses combining multiple cohort studies of older adults, the consensus is clear. For healthy adults over the age of 60, consuming up to 1 to 2 whole eggs per day is safe. Asterisk. In many cases, it is highly beneficial. This consumption level has been shown to be neutral regarding cardiovascular risk in people without existing heart disease or diabetes. The benefits often outweigh any minor concerns. If you are currently healthy, if your last lipid panel was generally good, and if your doctor has given you the green light, do not fear that second egg. However, the safety zone changes if you belong to that 30% group. If you have been diagnosed with heart disease, type 2 diabetes, or if you know you are a hyper-responder based on past blood work, you should exercise greater caution. In this specific group, the advice is to limit whole egg consumption to *to 5 to 7 eggs per week. Tosh. This means 1 egg daily, or perhaps 2 eggs 3 times a week, ensuring you are not overdoing it. Remember, these are general guidelines. Your personal physician's advice, based on your unique history, must always come first. The key takeaway here is simple. Moderation is almost always better than elimination. We must shift our focus from fear to necessity. Why are eggs not just acceptable, but actually essential for the 60-plus age group? The answer is sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the natural, progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates as we age. It is a major health risk. Severe sarcopenia is linked to frailty, falls, and reduced longevity. Protecting your muscle mass is arguably as important as protecting your arteries once you pass the age of 60. To fight sarcopenia, you need high-quality protein. Your body needs a steady supply of essential amino acids to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, which is the process of building and repairing muscle. Older adults require a higher amount of protein per meal to trigger this process compared to younger adults. You need around 30 grams of protein per meal to maximize muscle stimulation. Eggs are a perfect protein source. They are one of the most bioavailable sources of protein available. This means your body can absorb and utilize nearly 100% of the amino acids in the egg. Crucially, eggs are rich in the essential amino acid leucine. Leucine acts like the key that unlocks the muscle-building process. Skipping the egg means you are skipping one of the easiest, most affordable, and most complete protein sources for fighting muscle loss. Now that we have established that eggs are essential, let us cover the final two pieces of practical wisdom: preparation and pairing. The way you cook an egg can completely change its impact on your heart health. If you cook an egg by frying it heavily in butter, coconut oil, or lard, you are adding substantial saturated fat. This added saturated fat forces your liver to ignore the dietary cholesterol you just ate. It keeps producing its own cholesterol while absorbing the dietary cholesterol, leading to that undesirable spike in LDL levels. This is the common mistake most people make. They blame the egg when they should blame the butter. The safest, heart-healthiest ways to prepare your daily eggs are poaching, boiling, or steaming. These methods use no external fat. If you prefer scrambled eggs or an omelet, use a non-stick pan with a very light spray of olive oil or avocado oil. These fats are unsaturated and do not trigger the negative response that saturated fats do. Make that small change today, and you have instantly improved the nutritional profile of your egg consumption. What about pairing? We mentioned the fiber shield earlier. When you consume dietary cholesterol, fiber acts like a sponge in your digestive tract. It binds to the cholesterol and helps carry it out of the body before it can be fully absorbed into the bloodstream. This is a simple, powerful strategy. Instead of pairing your egg with bacon, sausage, or buttered biscuits, pair it with high-fiber foods. Think a side of oatmeal, a slice of whole-grain toast topped with avocado, or a bowl of cooked spinach. By adding fiber to your egg meal, you create an almost perfect combination that supports both muscle health and heart health simultaneously. This small change in plate composition is one of the biggest weapons you have against chronic disease. There is another powerful reason not to eliminate the yolk: the nutrients you lose. When people fear cholesterol, they often resort to only eating egg whites. While this provides excellent pure protein, you miss out on two crucial nutrients that seniors specifically need: choline and lutein. Choline is an essential nutrient used to build cell membranes and synthesize acetylcholine, a major neurotransmitter in the brain linked to memory and muscle control. As we age, maintaining cognitive function is paramount. Egg yolks are one of the richest sources of natural choline available. Skipping the yolk means you are sacrificing a powerful, bioavailable nutrient that supports your memory and brain health. Lutein and zeaxanthin are potent antioxidants concentrated in the eye. They are vital for maintaining eye health and reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of vision loss after the age of 60. These compounds are found almost exclusively in the yolk. Supplements often cannot match the absorption rate you get from consuming these nutrients directly in food. When you eliminate the yolk, you eliminate a natural, highly effective defense system for your eyes. So the wisdom of the egg is not about black and white rules. It is about balance, context, and intelligent preparation. The overwhelming evidence shows that for most healthy people over 60, eating 1 to 2 eggs daily is not only safe, but provides powerful benefits that help fight muscle loss, support brain function, and protect vision. We have learned that the egg is not the enemy. The saturated fat and refined carbohydrates it keeps company with are the real problem. We also learned that the safest preparation methods involve boiling, poaching, or lightly scrambling with healthy oils. If you are concerned about your personal cholesterol numbers, talk to your doctor about getting a comprehensive lipid panel, specifically asking about your LDL particle size. This gives you a far more accurate picture of your true heart risk than just the total number. Do not let outdated fears limit your access to this incredible, inexpensive, and nutrient-dense food. Eggs are a key tool in your strategy for a well-lived, wise, and vital life. Take the information we covered today and apply it to your next breakfast. Stop feeling guilty about the eggs in your fridge. If this video helped you feel more confident about your health choices, please hit the like button. And subscribe to Primetime Wisdom and ring the notification bell to keep getting the powerful, evidence-based insights that help you perfect your wisdom with age. Take control of your health decisions, embrace the egg,